Real JP Multimedia, proud sponsor of the Nerdball Podcast. Here to help you with all things audio, video, graphics, photo, web design. From weddings to real estate, commercial business to private use, we offer a big variety of services for almost any budget. And if we can't do it, we will find someone who can. Find us at realjp.com. That's REELJP.com. Real JP Multimedia.
Hi, my name is Mackeane Hanley from the Perrysburg hockey team.
And I'm Sam Yonker, and this is the Nerdball Podcast.
This is the Nerdball Podcast with Lorenzo Melcher.
Awesome. Perfect. Great job, guys. I feel like you knew right away that that's what you want to do. You didn't even talk about it. Mackeane, did he steal that from you? Like, did you want to be part of the Nerdball Podcast thing too?
I think he's got that covered.
All right, good. Well, thanks for coming on the podcast, guys.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Sam, I know from football and from watching hockey. Mackeane, I don't know you. I've watched you.
Yeah.
Hockey. One of my favorite things to do is take the kids to watch the hockey games. They're so much fun.
Yeah.
How long? We'll start with Mackeane, Sam, just because I know a lot about you, Sam, but we'll get to you eventually. Did you grow up in Perrysburg?
I did, yes. So I've been here my whole life.
Yeah.
My mom was originally from here. My dad wasn't, but he moved down here from Canada, and I grew up playing hockey.
Canada. Do you go up there? And is he still have family up there?
Yeah, his mom's still up there and his sister.
Okay.
And his sister lives in London, Ontario, which isn't too far, but his mom's about 12 hours away.
Oh, wow.
North shore of Lake Superior. So we get up there once a year, but COVID hit, so we couldn't do it quite as much.
Yeah. Was your dad a big influence on you playing hockey?
Yeah, my dad played hockey his whole life too. He played juniors and he played in Miami, Ohio, which is actually how he came to the U.S. And then
So he played in college?
Yeah, he played
nice,
D1
okay.
at Miami. Yeah.
Nice.
So,
So do you think if your dad wasn't involved in hockey, would you be playing?
I honestly think I would still play
good.
something around that because I've always been like a winter sport kind of kid.
Yeah.
I played golf, but I mean, that was just kind of after hockey.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think I still would have played hockey just because I like watching it too.
Yeah.
So,
What's your position?
I used to play center last year, but I moved to defense we lost two of our senior defense last year, so I think it was a better position for me to play to help the team more, so I moved back to defense.
All right. Was that a hard decision? Because you're going from basically almost scoring goals to not really.
Yeah, it was different. It was difficult at first, just to adjust and everything like that. But I mean, I used to play defense a long, long time ago, so it wasn't too bad. But I do enjoy playing it still.
Yeah.
So it's not the worst thing in the world.
Well, and you get to play. Right?
Yeah, I play a lot. That's for sure.
Yeah. That's that was always the thing, and Sam went through it with football. Is coaches, we tried to tell players like we're gonna say we think it'd be better for you and the team to switch positions or to do this, and that's what happened to Sam. Like, hey, we think it'd be great, and Sam wanted to because the tight end there's a chance to catch passes, so everyone loves to catch passes, especially linemen. But it's good to hear that you're just like, yeah, I'll do it, whatever helps me and helps the team.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Sam, you obviously I've known your family for a while. It's interesting to me because Mackeane, are you the same age you're a senior now?
Yeah, I'm a senior. Yes.
Okay. Have you played varsity for all 4 years? Or?
I have. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's. I was just gonna ask Sam, but I'll ask both of you. How is it playing varsity as a freshman? I'll start with Sam, but because most of these any team, it's varsity is us juniors and seniors, maybe sprinkling some other ones, and hockey might be different. I don't know, but then to be a freshman going into this, you're only 2 or 3 years younger, but I feel like there's a big drop off. Like, how was it when you first started?
Well, I was like really, really nervous because I was the youngest player on the team, and I'm playing 18-year-olds.
Yeah.
And I'm 14 years old, and it was a lot at first, but then at the end of the day, I was just playing hockey. So
Yeah. Well, I would imagine too, it's a little different because you're a goalie and you're like, oh man, if we lose, it's my record, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
but
You're like a pitcher, basically. 'Cause
Yeah.
Yeah.
just save the pucks I can. And, there's some off days,
Sure. Sure.
but hopefully there's none this year.
Mackeane, what about you? Is it the same thing, or did you feel any difference?
Well, I grew up playing a little bit older of hockey, so I was used to like the physicality. But I mean, Sam and I, we were both a little chunky, and so that just took a little bit to develop. But I actually broke my leg freshman year,
Oh,
pretty early in the season, so I didn't get to play too much. But
okay. Play in a game?
yeah, I got kneed.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was unfortunate.
What'd you break?
I broke my femur.
Your femur?
Yeah.
From a knee?
Yeah, it was a legal hit. The
Okay.
kid stuck his knee out, and you can't do that. And,
Yeah.
it broke through the end part of the knee.
Yeah, okay.
And then it broke through my growth plate, which I had to get surgery the next year on both my knees.
Oh, no
because
kidding.
it removed the growth plate, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Everyone always talks about how hard it is to break the femur.
Yeah, I know. I heard the same thing until I broke it.
Yeah. And you're like, well, it wasn't that hard.
Yeah. No, it didn't feel good, that's for sure.
Wow. Yeah. Did you, like, when it happened, did you know, like, oh, something's broken, or it was just hurt?
I've never really been hurt that bad, so I kind of spun, and it was like slow motion, and I hit the ground, and I was like, yeah, something's up. And then my dad kind of knew too, because I'm not one of those kids that really kind of sits on the ice that much when they're hurt. I try
yeah.
to get up as fast as I can.
Yeah.
And he saw me, like, I tried to crawl to the bench to get out the way, and he kind of knew something was up. And then as soon as I couldn't put pressure on it, I knew something was up as well.
Man, what kind of like, is that a long rehab? Well, I guess it was extended because you had to have surgery, but is it like a long rehab for that?
For the leg itself, it wasn't. It was like, I think it was 8 weeks in the cast, maybe 9 weeks. But then after that, the hardest part about like the femur breaking was just to get the mobility back in the ankle, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it was stuck in that position of the cast because I had a full leg cast.
Okay.
And my knee it took a little bit longer to get my knee, but the ankle was really sore and I could barely move it.
Yeah.
So it was really hard to like walk on it, and then I had to get that back.
And I would imagine that's not even something you even thought of. Like, wait, why's my ankle hurting
Yeah,
now?
that was a weird feeling because I was like, this doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the surgery was actually worse because I couldn't bend my knees at all, and so it took a while to get those things back to bend. So that just made it a little worse too.
But now, like, I would imagine, and Sam probably feels the same way. When you go through an injury, if it's all season, a few games, you probably take playing a sport for granted until you have to sit out and watch other people play it.
Yeah, especially like watching the games. My brother was on the team too, so it was like watching the games was just kind of sad from the bench, like especially when you get the big wins, because normally you'd go out and like celebrate with the team, but then I couldn't just because my leg's broken, I can't move. So
yeah. And
that was the hardest part.
And Sam, you're going through that right now, right?
Yeah.
You can't do anything. You just had a big overtime win against St. Francis. Then you guys had another game yesterday.
Yeah.
Too, that you guys won 4-1. Is it? I mean, it sucks just watching, but knowing at some point you're coming back in the season, does that make it a little bit better?
Well, I was happy because we'd never beaten St. Francis before.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was our first time in program history, and I'm back, or I should be back the day we play them again.
Okay.
So, I mean, our goalie played great.
Yeah,
I thought, and it was fun seeing everybody play good.
Yeah,
and but I'm ready to be back.
Yeah, I'm sure. Are you able to do any hockey stuff yet?
Yeah, I'm just not allowed to drop down like into the butterfly.
Okay.
But other than that, I'm just standing up and blocking them with my glove or blocker.
Well,
or
at
body.
least you can be out there.
Yeah.
Is it hard to? Because as a goalie, it's our reaction. So when you would drop down normally, is it hard to not do that? Or
yeah, I just try to like bat it away with my stick.
yeah. I would imagine you've done it once or twice, and you're like, oh my god, I'm not supposed to be doing
Yeah,
that.
I remember him doing that, and he was like, freaked out for some reason. I was like, oh.
Well,
no, you're good.
I didn't drop fully. Like I kind of
Okay.
dropped my knee a little
Yeah.
bit, and then I just popped right up.
Yeah.
And then one of the coaches was like, "Yeah, it's not worth it."
Yeah.
And he just
Yeah.
pulled me, and I'm like, "All right."
Yeah, it was funny.
I'm sure, like you said, it was just a weird reaction, but it's like natural. Like, hey,
Yeah.
I'm goalie. I'm trying to do well here.
Yeah.
It's weird on the players too because normally like Sam's pretty fast to drop down and get across everywhere, so you kind of try to pick a corner, but then you're like, wait, he's just standing there.
Yeah.
He's kind of getting those corner ones, so he's helping us shoot low. That's for sure. Just
Oh,
kind
sure.
of cheat the
Yeah.
system a little bit.
That's fun. So first win ever. First of all, I think the past couple years, I feel like there's been other, like you've beat other teams for the first time too.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't remember who they were, but I just, it seems like hockey's on uptick for you guys. Like it's just like the program's getting a lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel that too?
Our coach has definitely like built the program up a lot.
Mm-hmm.
He's done a really good job getting people to come here as well. Because Perrysburg, we actually used to be in the white division, and then we moved to the red, which is the higher
I say it's a better
level hockey
division, right?
teams. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was a huge step for the program. We did that my freshman year, so we actually played all the good teams my freshman year.
Okay.
And then I think we beat like Finley, BG, and those. I don't know if we beat St. John's.
We
or
beat
not.
St. John's my sophomore year.
Yeah, so we beat every single team. Northview we beat last year, and then we still had St. Francis, and so it's good to get that win off our chest.
Yeah.
I think there is opportunity to take it farther. We really got to bear it down this year, so we got to take this program from building it up to have like a good team to taking it to the next level.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I feel like, well, first of all, being an offensive lineman, I understand like your name always doesn't get out there. Sam's does a little bit more because you get a win or a loss out of this, right? So if you get a shout out, they're going to talk about it. Defense, you don't, get your name as called as much. You know your job. This is what you're supposed to do. So I think it takes like knowing any sport you play, knowing like here's my job. If it's basketball, I'm supposed to rebound and play good defense. No one's going to call my name. Like knowing what you're supposed to do, it takes a special kind of person to do that kind of stuff. Because Cody scored like 47 goals the first 2 games, and everyone knows that, right? But they don't know, like, the goalie's doing well, or, the last game, who's the goalie right now?
Colin Vore.
Yeah, and he only let one goal in yesterday,
Yeah.
So, like, it's cool to know that everyone in the team is invested in the team, right? And not just like, hey, look at me, look at these things.
Yeah.
Do you guys feel that when you're out there, too? Like, everyone's for the team?
Yeah, I mean, as long as we win, I don't really care what happens.
Yeah.
Like if I have a bad game but we win, I had a bad game, but at the end of the day,
It's a team, and your team helped you, right?
It's
Yeah.
a mark on the column.
Yeah, sure.
We all pick each other up. Like even if Sam has a bad game or whatever, if I have a bad game, we're a team. We hang out as a team. We do stuff as a team. So it's a situation that's pretty good. We all pick each other up.
Yeah. What do you guys anticipate the season as far as like, obviously goals, but your goal is to, hey, we want a state championship. What do you guys feel like you can do? Do they have like league championships? I don't even know. Like for you guys.
Yeah, they do.
It's like a tournament.
Okay.
It's in the States, so it's all the teams from this area, and then I think 2 white division teams that get in.
It's 1 or 2 white division teams.
But it's a tournament, and whoever wins that tournament goes to the state Final Four in Columbus.
Okay.
And I'm hoping we can get there.
Yeah.
Win.
That. So how far have you guys gone? Like, what's the furthest you've gone as a program? Do you guys know?
Yeah, we don't have the greatest record
Yeah.
in
No.
playoffs. No.
I only remember one. It was during COVID because I couldn't go to any games.
Yeah.
And we were able to go to the playoff game, and you guys ended up losing that game at Tamo, I believe.
Yeah.
That's funny that you said that. So just by you saying that, I don't know. Have you guys won
No.
in the
No.
tournament?
Mm-mm.
No, really.
Yeah, well, I mean, we came from the white division, and in order to make it to the red division playoffs, you got to win that division. So that would have been 8th grade year.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the team won the white division, whatever it's called, against Anthony Wayne.
Yeah.
And then that's also kind of like how the program got moved to the red division, because they knew like Anthony Wayne and us have been like close competition, but we were just killing everyone in the white division.
Okay.
So they moved us up, and then yeah, now we're here.
Did teams get moved down, or do teams only get moved up?
No, but
No.
BG didn't have a program our 8th grade year,
Yeah,
and then they came back, which surprised me because, like, the rinks in BG,
Yeah.
you think there'd be a lot of
Yeah.
kids
Yeah.
that go to BG who play.
Yeah.
But, yeah, BG's pretty good.
yeah, they got a solid team. I mean, all of us really are pretty close in competition.
Yeah.
So I think it's actually a better red division now that there is more teams.
Mm-hmm.
Because before it was just like BG, St. John's, Northview, and St. Francis and Findlay.
Okay.
So that's not very many teams that you play. So
Yeah.
you have to travel a lot, or you have to play white division teams. Which, I mean, it was close for some of them, but I mean they still killed everyone. So,
Who's in the white division?
like Clay,
Lake,
Whitmer,
Southview.
Southview
Yeah.
is Springfield, Fremont. I think that's it, really.
Yeah.
Okay.
hmm
So do you guys still do you play those teams at all or no?
We play Lake.
Okay.
Lake's a club team, though.
Oh, are they not in the white division?
I think they play teams from the white division, but it's a club team, so it's different. So they
Oh,
have
okay.
different regulations with like playoffs and everything.
Okay.
So like they wouldn't play in our NLL playoffs or whatever.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Do you when you guys like made the jump up to red division, was there a sense of like, because obviously you made the jump because you guys are doing well, and this was your freshman year, right? You guys said
Yeah.
when you
Yeah.
finally made the jump. Was there a sense of like, oh my gosh, this is like real hockey, and are we going to be able to do this, or were you, especially as freshmen, like what were like? I'm sure you could feel it from the seniors and juniors, like you could feel what they felt. Was it a sense of like this is going to go poorly this first year, or
I was excited
Yeah.
because I didn't want to go play Whitmer three
Yeah.
times a year.
yeah?
Beat them 14-0.
Yeah.
Oh wow, okay,
Like that
okay.
just wouldn't be fun.
Got it.
I think for us too, we had a lot of pressure. Like Sam and I, for example, and even Cody, because we started over like seniors and juniors.
Okay.
So it was a lot of pressure from like the parents,
Yeah.
those juniors and seniors, because I mean they wanted the ice time, and they were so used to playing those bad teams and just getting ice time and everything like that. And then when you make that jump and it takes a little bit more like knowledge and skill level, it's hard to make that adjustment. And I think, I mean, Sam's been starting since freshman year.
Yeah.
I started freshman year until I like broke my femur, and then so that was difficult, just having that knowledge that everyone knows that they're a freshman. I mean, there's juniors and seniors that want to play.
Yeah. Well, I would imagine that'd be when I asked you about it earlier about playing as freshmen. I would imagine that's the most difficult part, is knowing you're starting over an upperclassman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, all my goalie partners that I've had, they've all been nice, supportive.
Yeah.
And I mean, to play on their senior night is hard
Yeah.
Sure.
for me because, like, they're the nicest people I played with. For example, Griffin Carlson. He was always supportive. He's one of the best teammates I'd ever had, and he was always supportive, and he was good too. And he stepped up in clutch moments.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really hard.
Sure.
I think our team has been really connected. Our coach really does makes a nice sure that we do good with, like, we started a JV program, so we want to kind of like team build with every single one, just because they're going to be coming up in like the next years. So our coach has really done a great job just creating that friend group and like family that the team has.
How long has he been the head coach here?
He's been doing it probably like 7 years.
Yeah, I
8
think he
years.
started our 6th grade year, but he was the assistant coach before that
Okay.
to the new Whitmer coach,
Yeah.
and I think 7 years maybe.
Yeah.
So he's been around a while.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
been around a while. Yeah.
Okay.
But he does do a great job. Like a difference between football and hockey with the team is, all the linemen hang out together,
Yeah.
and then all the skill players hang out together, and like the JV kids hang out together.
Sure.
There's not like a time where we're all hanging out other than when we went to the Perrysburg pool.
Yeah.
That was fun. But
That was fun. Yeah.
But Coach Fisher, like, if we go to a tournament in Cleveland,
Yeah.
one time we did paintball
Oh, nice.
and
All that. hurt.
tobogganing. Yeah, the paintball did hurt because it was freezing
freezing,
out.
so
Oh
all the-
my God.
Yeah, they didn't
Yeah.
pop at all.
And it was muddy. It was
There's just frozen
yeah.
paint getting shot at you.
Yeah, pretty much. We tried to play capture the flag too, and all the guns were jamming. And
yeah.
I ran out to get the thing and ran back, ran to the side, and I was because you had to touch their wall.
Okay.
And I was like, yeah, I won. And then everyone just turns and fires.
Oh,
at you. So you're
no.
just
Yeah,
getting,
yeah.
pelted. Yeah, but it's fun. We definitely do a lot of the team building stuff, which is it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that stuff too because I'm sure your coach isn't like, all right, we're doing this specifically for team building. Like it's just a thing you guys
Yeah.
are doing. You know what I mean? So there's no agenda. He knows, and you guys know on a smaller level. He knows because he's organizing this. Hey, this is going to be great for our team. You know, and you guys are just out there. You're kids. You want to play. You want to be with your friends. And for you guys, this is your last time playing hockey.
Yeah.
You know, last
Yeah.
season. So have fun, and we're going to do these fun things. You know.
Even after games too, like when we'd win, we used to hang out last year, and we do this now this year. So it's like we have a few freshmen on the team. They come hang out with us.
Yeah.
So it's really just like a whole big team.
Do you
It's
feel
just nice?
Yeah, yeah. Do you feel like, are there any freshmen currently that start or have a lot of ice time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are there? Okay.
Nick, Callan.
Nick Callan and
Darian.
Darian Douglas.
Yeah.
Do you feel like, and Cody started too as a freshman, right?
Yeah.
Or played a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys feel like you, gravitate towards them more just to help them out because you know how it felt, or is it just whatever? Like you just don't even think about it really?
Not necessarily, honestly, because there's a lot of kids actually that had started out as a JV team. Like, really, there's like 4 guys or so that just played varsity their whole time here.
Okay.
So it's a little bit different. I mean, we help them out. We just kind of keep everyone in the good mindset,
Yeah.
which is probably the most important thing.
Sure. Sure.
Just so you don't get dumb penalties, stuff like that. You don't get down on yourself, but they're doing a good job. Yeah.
Good. Sam, when you got injured in football, what was your first reaction? Like, oh my gosh, am I gonna be able to play hockey?
Yeah.
Because that was mine.
That was mine too. Because when Garrett was like, when I was in the training room, I couldn't walk. It was the worst pain I'd ever been through.
Yeah.
And it was swollen. He's like, it's either you did this or you tore your ACL.
Oh, that
And I was
bad.
like, oh my God, no way. I just did that. No way. And all that was going through my head is, how am I going to tell coach?
Yeah.
How am I going to tell my teammates? And I was so happy it was the other thing. Just dislocating my patella. That was like the best news I could have got. And I got it.
Did your knee immediately feel better?
But no, it was so bad. That was
Yeah, it looked because you went the day it happened. You needed like 2 dudes to help you even get up and move. And the next day you were on crutches and you looked a lot better.
Yeah.
because it looked like it felt better. But that was my first thought too. Was like, oh man, I hope it's not something terrible where he can't play hockey.
Yeah.
Like it was weird because it was in the grass at the Jacket Dome. Bowden was blocking me, and I like tried to do a push pull.
Yeah.
And when I was doing that, I stepped weird, and everything stopped. And then Bowden landed on me,
Yeah.
and
And he's not a small guy.
yeah,
Yeah, no, I was gonna say it would help a little bit if he was a little smaller.
yeah, and I had like a bruise like where he landed on me, but it wasn't on my knee,
Yeah.
and I couldn't feel it at all because I could only feel my knee.
Yeah.
And sleeping for the past since it happened, I stopped doing it like a week ago. I had to sleep with a pillow in between my legs,
Oh yeah,
and that's not comfortable.
yeah. I remember that with the cast
Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
surgery on both the knees, having them sit up. Oh, you get no sleep.
I tell you what, I don't have knee injuries, and I sleep with a pillow underneath my knees and between my legs, so it helps my back.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I can see how if you're not used to that, because I remember, I would much like you guys are just sprawl out in your bed or whatever. Now, I got to sleep a certain way, otherwise my back's gonna hurt in the morning. So
Yeah. Well, I sleep on my stomach and then my head to the side like that.
yeah.
But I had to like lay on my side, and I don't know, it was weird.
Yeah.
That's all right. That's all right. But now you're eventually going to come back, like you said. So when's the next? So when is that game? You said St. Francis. When is that?
December 2nd.
Okay.
And then we play St. John's the next morning
All right.
or next day. I don't know what time. But yeah.
Do you feel like if they said, "Hey, you can play today," would you be able to play? Do you
Yeah.
feel that? Right?
Yeah.
Well, that's good. That's good. I'm excited for you. Right. I'm excited for the high. It's fun. Like I said, I love going. My kids go. They don't watch it as much, but we like it at BG because it's a lot bigger arena and there's more floor space. And they have a little hockey puck and 2 hockey sticks, and they're just hitting a puck around. They don't do it as much because they're a little bit older now. But when they first started going, that's all they did: just run around, get in trouble, get yelled at all the time. But I yell at football games, at officials or at some of our guys or whatever. But I've never been a fan of something so much where and maybe it's because it's hockey and that's what you're supposed to do. But man, if I'm not standing on there banging on the glass all the time, and I'm an adult, I'm almost 40 years old and I feel like a little child, but that's because of you guys. Like it's so exciting, it's so exciting to go to these things. And I don't think I went to one hockey game. And to be honest, the only reason I started going is because I know you. Like I didn't know anybody else. I know Miss Janet's kids because I know her from being a trainer, so I know them. But it's so cool to like meet more of you and to see you. And then when my kids stand out there with their little hands out and you guys high-fiving them and everything, Another reason I went to was because of Gunner.
Yeah.
I coached him freshman year of football.
What a beauty.
Yeah.
I like Gunner. I wish he would have kept playing football. But yeah, so what brought me out there was initially a couple kids, but now it's your whole team because it's so much fun.
Yeah.
So I'd imagine you guys love it out there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people actually, because not that many people come to hockey games, and we've been trying to get a little bit more.
Yeah.
But everyone that does come is like, wow, this game's so fun to watch.
Yeah.
It's so fun to be around there. Like, because hockey games, you can kind of do whatever. Like if you're in the stands, you really can't get that much in trouble because there's not that many people that go to them. So it's quite funny.
Unless you break the stands at BG, like they did.
Yeah,
That was hilarious.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know what happened.
None of us did.
Until Max, after the game, he called me. He goes, "Bro, that game was crazy. We broke the stands." And I'm like, you did what? And apparently they made like Mitchell and Michael, they all had to stay after, and they were saying they would have to pay for it.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Which was funny because there's a whole big thing about that, but then we're like, wait, those stands were faulty and broke, so really it should be the other way around. Like they should, like if anyone got hurt, they would have to pay for that.
I think it was a knee-jerk reaction by the arena, like, oh, someone's in charge. Like, well, I mean, if it would have happened at a BG college game, like they wouldn't have made people do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But that's how exciting it's. And I don't know. I haven't been to the games you've had. Especially at St. Francis game, were there a bunch of kids there?
Yeah.
There's a decent amount. I think a lot of people would have came if it wasn't for Midnight Madness.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the same day.
It was the same day, but there's still a decent amount of people that went. Yeah.
Yeah.
I also feel like it's a drive. It's a 20-minute drive.
Yeah.
If we had a rink in Perrysburg, I feel like more people would play, and more people would come to the games.
I've always said, and I'm sure I've said it here, if I ever get a bunch of money, I want to build an ice arena because
it's the same thing with me.
Yeah, like it's between, even if it's just like, all right, here Perrysburg, you can pick your ice time first because this is where it is, and I'm from Perrysburg, and that's what I'm going to do. But there's so many other schools and places that would benefit from it, because now you guys are. I mean, when my friend played hockey in high school, he had to get up and practice before school.
Yeah.
Or at 10 o'clock at night, like it's crazy.
Yeah. I think it would honestly be really good because we're not really landlocked at all. So we keep expanding, and Perrysburg does, but all the young kids have to like go to BG or TAMO or even farther away because there's not that much ice time.
Yeah.
So I think if we had a rink here, like I bet you some high schools would come here.
Oh, for sure.
And then we could start like new programs, like a Jacket Youth program or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think that would be really beneficial.
It'd be a huge benefit. We need Perrysburg hockey alumni to make it to the NHL.
Yeah.
So we or just a bunch of people to come together because I think that'd be awesome and something to have. Well, especially like Tamo's isn't just the ice rinks; they also have a little turf area in the back. And
then they have like Vito's, and then they have the bar up top.
Yeah, they got all kinds of stuff, man.
Mm-hmm. We talked about this on the way over. It's funny.
It's a good opportunity. And when do you guys practice now? Do you guys have set times, or is it all different?
We practice Monday right after school at 4:30 you drive to Toledo Ice
Yep.
House.
Where's that at?
On
It-
Alexis.
Yeah,
Oh wow, okay.
yeah.
It's
so
by trying to
Sorry,
think.
by like the Lowe's over there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I mean that rink's not. I mean it's used, but it's kind of like it's out there. It's kind of nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not the ice is actually really really good there
Yeah.
for some reason. Probably because it's negative 40 degrees in there all the time.
Sure.
Yeah.
But we practice there at 4:30, and then Tuesday and Wednesday, we practice what
9 to 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
9 to 10. 9 to 10:30.
You good there?
Yeah. I'm good.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Then you got to get up and go to school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
that-
freshman year was actually the worst. We'd get home at 1:30 a.m.
really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we had an 11 on Wednesday nights. We had
11:20, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's when it would start or something like that.
it was like 10:30 to 11:50, and then we get home at like 1,
Yeah.
and we had to wake up 7 for school
Yeah.
on the next day.
Yeah.
That was the worst practice
All of us
ever.
would be asleep on Thursday, and
Yeah.
teachers would get mad. And
Sure. So, and on those nights, do you shower that night or in the morning?
we shower in the locker rooms.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. All right, so you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that like I want to get a job on Thursdays, but I'd like to go to bed early.
Yeah.
But I get out at like 1.
Yeah,
So I'm trying to find a job that would like work me 2 to 7 or 2 to 9
yeah.
Yeah.
on Thursdays, and then like 2 to 6 on Tuesday and Wednesday. Just a few hours to make more money.
Yeah.
Do you work now?
Well, I'm trying to.
Oh, okay. Did
I'm
you,
trying to go back to Fifth Street Pub.
Yeah.
Because that's where I worked all summer and last spring.
yeah.
But I don't. I talked to the guy and he said those are hard hours
Yeah.
to get.
yeah.
Yeah.
They're very specific.
Because I'm
Yeah.
leaving right during the rush.
Yeah.
Or,
yeah.
But then I'd stay obviously on Thursday.
So, what are your if potential employers are watching this? What are your open days where you can work all day? Do you have any of those days?
Thursday after school.
Yeah, Thursday. I mean, I can't work on weekends because I either have a game that day,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I don't want to mess up the whole schedule and have people like
Yeah.
maybe
Sure.
I'm working this Sunday, maybe I'm not.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
so, yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty much it.
Do you work?
I actually mow lawns, so
Oh, okay. So not currently.
yeah, not during hockey season really, but during golf, yeah, it was hard because lawn grows different times. So
Yeah. Sure.
you gotta get out to each spot, text them, and see what they need done. So
So do you have your own little business that you do?
yeah, I do with my brother.
Oh, okay. Nice. What is that called?
Yeah. We don't really have like
You don't have a
that-
name for it?
No, not really.
No.
But
You just have clients
it's-
that you go.
yeah, we try to keep it like not that big just because
We got other
we're
stuff
going to
on.
college. Yeah, like when he leaves to go to college, it is like it's really hard to get everything done, especially when it gets darker out.
Yeah.
So we have like 6 lawns. and
Oh,
then
perfect.
We work for this one lady that just gives us. I don't know. She's super nice, super
Yeah.
kind, and we've like built a patio for her and stuff like
Oh.
that. So she definitely treats us well.
So all this lawn care that you do and hardscaping, is this played into what you want to do when you grow up, or you don't want to do anything with that stuff when you grow up?
No, not really.
Yeah.
I want to go to college next year, so I got to see what we're gonna do with the little business we
Sure.
have. But it's just good because it's mostly cash.
Yeah.
So we both get our share of cash, and it's you make a lot from like those 6 lawns, or
sure.
just helping out with the other lady we work for. So
Well, there's countless lawn mowing companies that you can tell them, hey, I have these 6 accounts. We're done with this, and
Yeah.
they'll buy them from you.
yeah, I know.
So
yeah,
that's
so
something
that's
you can
good.
look for. What so do you want to play hockey in college?
I don't know. It's I'll probably play like a club or intramural, but
Okay.
I don't know. I kind of want to. I'll focus on some school, get that done, and
Do you know where you want to go?
no, not really. Applied to a decent amount of schools, but maybe Miami is my top one, but I'm not sure.
Do you know what you want to do?
I was thinking something with business or nursing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I should phrase that question differently. I talked to, you guys know Mr. Bucher from the
Yeah.
junior high. We have a discussion because I enjoy during the football season, I'll go to the seniors and say, hey, what are you doing after high school? What do you want to do this and that? and he says now is what lifestyle do you want to live?
Yeah.
So like can you picture yourself? I don't know, mid-30s. Like when you picture, like, what do you see yourself just like living? Like, how do you want to live?
I want to have a family. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think like I don't know exactly what it's gonna do, but right now my top thing that I want to do is nursing, and I think early on in life, I might be a travel nurse
Oh yeah.
because you get a little bit extra money. You can kind of see the world or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think that would start off good, and then maybe settle down a little bit later, late 20s,
Okay.
early 30s, then have a family and stuff like that.
I have a friend who he was a nurse at St. V's, and then he became a travel nurse.
Yeah.
He has kids though.
Yeah.
But he said right now the money was so good to like just
Yeah,
be a
especially
travel
with
nurse.
COVID, everyone needed nurses.
Yeah.
So.
Even before that, they're like,
Yeah.
hey, nurses are needed, and now after that, like, hey, we still need nurses.
Yeah,
you know?
I think for me it would be hard my parents have always not really traveled. My mom's a teacher here.
Okay.
So my dad didn't travel with his company really that much because he wanted to be with the family.
Sure.
So I think that's going to impact me as well.
Well, that's part of like knowing what kind of lifestyle you want to
Yeah.
live, right? And then kind of picking a occupation based on like, well, I want to be home, or I don't
Yeah.
care, or I never want to get married or have kids, and this is what I'm going to do. You
Yeah.
know, Sam, what about you? I don't know if I ever talked to you. Is college the route you want to go? Because I know Max is doing, because he went to Penta,
Yeah.
and now he's in
Carpenters Union.
Oh, awesome. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So what do you have? What's your plan, or what lifestyle are you looking to live?
Well, I'm gonna go to Toledo,
Okay.
in the College of Business, but I don't know what I'm doing yet in the College of Business. I'm leaning towards professional sales.
Okay. And what does that entail, or why are you leaning towards that?
I don't know. I feel like I'd be a good salesman.
Okay,
And I've
alright.
ran a few businesses,
All right.
and but my lifestyle, this is a good question. I want,
And it's a difficult one, but it makes you guys think a little bit, because as an 18-year, you're like, well, my lifestyle, I just want to be able to play video games and eat pizza,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But to have some sort of, even if you don't know the answer now, me asking you that, if you don't have an answer, in a couple weeks, you're like, man, how do I want to live? Like, it's gonna sit in your head for a little bit. But do you have an answer to that, or do you?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like my American dream.
Okay. All right.
I want to have a good job where
Sure.
I can come home the same times my kids are coming home from school.
Yeah.
I want to live like in a place like Perrysburg, but with like a few acres of land,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
a good dog,
Yeah.
like Ziggy, my dog.
What kind of dog is
Lawler.
Ziggy?
Yeah, he's an Australian Labradoodle.
Okay.
He's like brown fluffy dog. He's
Yeah.
old. He like tore a ligament in his knee.
Yeah.
So he's going through it right now. But
You're like, I feel you, buddy.
yeah, but yeah, a good family and
Yeah.
a good job, good paying job.
Do either of you feel like, hey, Perrysburg's cool, and I'm gonna come back here and raise my family, or because I know when I was in high school, nobody wanted to be in Perrysburg.
Yeah.
I'd like to be in Perrysburg, but I want to find, like, growing up, Perrysburg was smaller for me, and it's gotten a lot bigger as my life
Yeah.
went on.
Yeah.
I want to go find a new Perrysburg, you know, like a new town that's like how I was growing up. It was smaller,
Sure.
but it's got a lot of room to improve.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
What about you, Mackeane?
I'm not exactly sure what I want to do. 'Cause, I mean, I like it here. My parents are here, but I could definitely see myself going somewhere else. Maybe. I'm not really a guy that likes the heat that much, so I
Yeah.
don't think I'll go south. But maybe like Colorado or something like that. I think it's really pretty out there. There's a lot of things to do. So
Can I tell you the best thing when you get older is when you like I moved from Toledo to Perrysburg when I was 14, and I lived in Perrysburg for forever. BG for a couple years with some friends and my wife, and then we lived in Toledo because we couldn't afford a house quite yet. And then as soon as my son was born, we were like, all right, we got to get back to Perrysburg. So we did. And I'm not going anywhere. This good school district, you know. I know everybody here. It's fun here. But what's good is when you have friends that live in other parts of the country and you
Yeah.
can go visit them.
Yeah.
Like I have a friend that lives in San Diego. We've been out
Yeah.
there. I'm going out there again for his wedding next fall. I got friends that live in Dallas.
Yeah.
I got, so I have friends places where you can still like experience these places. And if they're really good friends, they'll let you stay at their place for free.
Yeah.
They know where all the good spots are, so you don't have to like, oh, I went to this restaurant and it was horrible, So there's all these perks. So even if you do end up in Perrysburg or a place like Perrysburg and you still, that's why I think for me is having friends is so important and having really good friends.
Yeah.
Because you can still experience a bunch of stuff even if you do have a family.
Yeah.
Not to say family ties you down, but you just like you said, you don't want to be away. You want to be with your family. But having these experiences is always good too, or the ability to have these experiences.
Yeah, and I also feel like growing up in Perrysburg, like the Friday night football games when I was little was my favorite thing ever. Just going and watching. I didn't really like playing football when I was little, but I loved watching it.
Yeah.
Like,
well, you didn't like playing it in high school.
Yeah, no.
You stopped, right? And then you came back. Yeah.
I didn't like it my junior year. I don't know. It was like my brother was gone. I didn't think it was going to be the same.
Yeah.
And Max was the reason why I did play football in the first place. He would wake me up 5:30 to go to the 6 o'clock workouts.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, let me just sleep. But yeah. I'm so happy I played football though.
Yeah, well, good. I'm happy too. Mackeane, would you guys go to the football games or do you?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
You go with other hockey players?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's cool. I like it too.
Yeah, I've never seen a football game from the stands. A high school football game. I was out of high school. I either played when I was in high school, and then for 10 years after that, never saw a game, and then I started coaching. So I've never been.
Yeah, I was one of the guys that's down on the track.
Oh, were you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
With 2 more hockey guys, but it's definitely. I think it's more fun.
Yeah.
Being in the stands with all the other students.
Yeah.
It's definitely a lot warmer too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you can put some clothes on and you guys can be all right.
Yeah. The paint going home every single night.
Yeah.
Trying to get the paint off, and you're just freezing.
You guys painted up for like the Maumee game, and it was freezing outside.
The worst one was honestly, it was the last playoff game was terrible because of the wind.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
But there was whatever night we did the pink out.
Yeah.
That was awful.
That was Northview, I think.
I don't remember.
Yeah, no, that game was rough.
Yeah. How do you, or who determines who's in that spirit squad or that group?
Well, it's a Pride Club exec. So that's just like all the posters in the school, everything like that. We organize that, do the assemblies.
So you're in the Pride Club?
I am, yes.
Okay,
and then, so if you're on exec board, you're in the like spirit squad or whatever it's called. And then, so we had 3 of us in the exec.
Okay.
So then we kind of like, some people want to do it early on, then they realize like you have to go to every game.
Yeah.
You have to do it every single like time and like get hype and everything like that. So I don't think people like kind of go away from that. So it's really, once we got like the first 2 games out of the way, we kind of had just the general review. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I feel like because Miles Tackett's he played football last year and then didn't play this year. I feel like he said he was going to be one of those guys.
Yeah.
And then ended up not doing it because he was like interning with Garrett or something, helping Garrett. But was he supposed to be a part of that?
Yeah, a lot of people were at first.
Yeah.
And then they kind of realized like
you said, it's like
in the stands. Yeah, in the stands, it's more fun because you're just with a huge group and everything like that. So I mean,
and warmer.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I like when you guys do push-ups and it's like 54 to 7. You guys are doing 54 push-ups.
Well, it adds up every time.
I say it's not just that.
You start
right?
from 0 and then go to whatever number it is. So
that's awful.
It's like 300 push-ups and you're like, wow. Especially when it's cold. Like the one time we were doing it and it was like 40 something. So you start doing them and then like if someone makes a noise too, because you can hear their pain.
Yeah.
So you start laughing, which it doesn't help, that's for sure. But when it's cold, you just freeze up and you're like, wait, I cannot get up anymore.
The good thing is somebody else is counting for you, so at least you don't have to remember what you're doing here.
You just gotta like, and they count so fast too, so it's like half reps. So.
Oh yeah.
But it's fun when like Cookson and DeColius come down and do it too.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, they did a few, so until it got like harder to do, obviously.
Sure. I like Cookson. He was a Spanish teacher when I was in high school.
Yeah.
He wasn't mine, but he was around. He was a basketball coach too. But he seems like he was a really cool teacher. So he seems like a really good principal.
Yeah. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
DeColius actually has a son that plays hockey, I think, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've seen him at I saw him at the rink one of our preseason games, and I was like, what
Yeah.
are you doing here? And he's like, oh, I have a son. I was like, oh. That's good for the program.
Yeah.
I think it's funny that because we went to the junior high play yesterday, and that was the same question. Like, well, why are you guys here? Like, and the one my wife was talking to, he was like, oh, to see your son. He's like, oh, well, who else do you know? I was like, no, we're here to see your son. And that's the same thing. Like, you to have to ask, like, well, why are you here? Well, can I just support the hockey team? Like,
Yeah.
But I think that just shows like the program's getting better, but people still need to like come out just for a hockey game and not just like I know that person or this person, right?
Our best crowd ever was Anthony Wayne our freshman year.
Yeah.
They broke the stands,
Yeah.
but that was my
They
favorite.
broke the stands again?
No, that was
the
they broke
game
it.
they did.
Okay,
break it.
all right.
That was my favorite. That's
Yeah,
my
that was-
favorite hockey memory. But it happened in my first year, so
Overtime win versus our rivals, because
Yeah.
And
I do remember that one.
Yeah.
That was that BG?
that was at BG.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was because Anthony Wayne, we always were like super close with them, because we had like good players and they had some good players too.
Yeah.
So it was always like a huge rivalry game, and then it was awesome because everyone went over to the locker rooms after too, like all the students.
Yeah.
And I remember walking out because I was getting out of the way because my leg. So I'm trying to walk out, and I turn the corner, and everyone is there,
Yeah.
like with the water and everything. And they're like asking me, and they're like, "Where's everyone?" I was like, "In there." And then they're like, "Go get it." I was like, "All right." So I yelled to them. I was like, "Hey, let's come out the locker room for a second."
Yeah.
So they came out, and everyone just went nuts, and I was just right in the middle. I was like, "Oh no, this is not good."
My other femur.
I know.
that was awesome though.
Yeah, that was funny.
That was awesome.
That was an awesome game. It's so exciting, and like because I'm a football coach, I go through those exciting games and be part of it. And it was a little weird because like I'm excited and everything, and I'm like, all right, I guess I just go home now. Like there's no like for me, there's no like celebration, but it was so cool. It's such a great moment, you know, especially in overtime. And I tell you what, I watch hockey every once in a while. I don't have a favorite hockey team.
Yeah.
But I learned so many rules just by like going to your games because now like I knew what icing was, but there's so many things. Or I'll look at something like, oh, that should have been a penalty and it's not or whatever. And but that was another thing that I got out of it. It's just like learning hockey.
Yeah.
Because it makes it a lot better to watch when you know what you're watching.
Yeah. Even if like a lot of people don't know what's going on, but they just like the action because like there's people are getting hit, like everything like that. There's if you touch a goalie, someone's cross checking you or whatever.
Every time someone just taps you, and someone else is coming up behind, like, hey, don't do that.
Well, sometimes I don't even know what's going on. I'm sitting back there and they're in the other zone.
Yeah.
They're like in the corner. I'm like, what are you doing? Let's go.
Can you hear because you're surrounded by the glass? Can you hear people, or can you hear like people get excited when you're out there?
Oh yeah.
If it's really loud, yeah. Every once in a while, someone will like stand over the glass too and like chirp the other team.
Yeah.
That's also hilarious because it's like the most random stuff being said and just hilarious to.
Or
hear.
the one parent who always yells at the refs.
Yeah.
And they're always at the top.
Yeah, they're
already
up there.
over.
Yeah.
You can hear the people like really far up, so it's all the moms screaming when someone gets hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny.
Well, that's cool, guys. So your season just started. You're 2-0.
Yeah.
And how many games will you guys play in a regular season?
30 some.
Yeah, we play each person in our league twice, and then all the other tournaments and random teams like Northern Kentucky.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we don't really travel too far.
Yeah.
I mean, 3 hours at most.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, we play a good amount of games.
All right. Well, you got a lot of games left. Everybody go check out the hockey team because, like I said, we started going because a couple of people I knew. We drag our kids along, but now everyone loves it. I think, especially Tamo, because it's such a smaller thing. Like it's when fans are there, like you really feel it.
It's loud.
Yeah.
Yeah. So make sure you guys go out and check out these guys on the hockey team. Thanks for coming on the podcast, guys.
Thank you for having us.
This is awesome. So hopefully we can fill those stands, and I'm sure I'll see you guys out there.
Yep.
Thanks, everybody, for checking out this episode of the Nerd Ball Podcast. Please rate, review, and subscribe. wherever you're hearing this, on any of the podcatchers, on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode. We're coming at you 2 times a week now, audio and video. Check us out on all the social medias. Just search the Nerdball Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. We're out there. Gmail is the nerdballpodcast@gmail.com. If you want to shoot us an email, we'll be happy to get back to you. Thanks to Real JP Multimedia, Cuttlefish Graphics, Perrysburg Junior High STEM Lab, and Big Daddy Graphics for helping out the podcast. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.